Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV. I hope you're having a good one. So there's actually a lot of news today. There's a lot of news today. But let's break into what's happening this week real quick. So producer price index comes out tomorrow. Okay, it's important. Don't get me wrong, it's important. But you want to know what comes out on Wednesday that's far more important? Yeah, the consumer price index. I have no idea what that's going to be like. We also get some consumer stock numbers tomorrow, so we should get a hint on what's going on. So things like Home Depot come out tomorrow, so we'll see what that's about. But that's going to be the impact. So I'll be watching all of my cryptos today and seeing, should I be pulling the trigger to shave off savings or decrease my risk on loss. We'll see what happens. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that's most likely what I'm going to do. I would wind up putting it in something that's, ready to be used going forward, right? So drop it into some Tether or, USDC. We'll see what happens. I'll probably make up my mind tomorrow. Let's see. U.S. Department of Justice appoints a London firm to oversee Binance US's operations over their AML violations. Wow. Not one here in the United States for a U.S. problem, but a London firm to do the job. Interesting. I'm just wondering, did anybody want the job or not want the job? It's interesting about that choice. Franklin Templeton has some big news. They have a BENJI token. I did not know that. I don't know if it's listed anywhere. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that it's running on Stellar and MATIC. That should be very big because Jenny Johnson, who happens to be the CEO of Franklin Templeton, is saying, listen, we're expecting mutual funds and other transactions to actually happen on blockchain. She goes, the biggest problem that we have are settlements between systems. And that's actually true. Doing a lot of consulting in the banking industry, that's literally where all their money comes from, where all their costs, stem from. Having to move pieces of information from here to there to make it all work. And she's like, listen, we've been running tests from 6 to 8 months and we're amazed by how much money is saved by moving things onto a blockchain, because now you have a single book of record, and that single book of record is there for everyone to see. And I sat back and I'm just sitting there and just going, yep. And by coming out and saying that it's based, that it's running on Polygon and it's running on Stellar, that's even bigger. Because imagine how fast things have to move on. And she didn't say Ethereum. She said MATIC. Or the company says MATIC. So it's running on MATIC for speed. It's running on Stellar for speed. And they're both highly efficient. That's where it's going. So when I see different things going out there, with regard to what's a security, what's not a security, and all, just how things operate, I'm sitting back and I'm saying, you have financial institutions that are turning around and saying, hey, look, SEC, we know your life is tough, but be careful about what you call a security. We know that it's tough. Be careful about what you call a security. And I'm sitting back and I'm saying, this is the industry starting to speak up now. It's not just random people being mad at Gary Gensler and his cronies. It's the financial industry joining in. Wealthy people joining in. Have you heard what Mark Cuban was saying? Yeah, this is what we're talking about. So that's why I say, pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to what's going to affect things like adoption, things like usefulness, and what they're expecting to be able to do on various blockchains. That's huge. That's huge. Franklin Templeton is not a small company. Then you have the U.S. Department of Justice. I just find this to be funny. Appointing a London firm to oversee Binance operations because of Binance's AML violations, to kind of step in and see, just watch over them, right? And I'm sitting back and I'm saying, and there wasn't a U.S.-based firm for that work? Just wondering. Maybe there were and they didn't want the work and they said, okay, sure, you can let them do it. Or did we just go to a London-based organization? That is kind of freaky, right? I would think that you would start here, and then, if we didn't find anybody here, then you go overseas. But okay. The CFTC is proposing tougher penalties for AI financial crimes. And we should be paying attention to this because clearly crypto would be affected. I mean, in your head, you might be going, oh, that has nothing. No, it has everything to do with this. Look at all of it's a financial crime to say that you are Michael Saylor and we've got a big announcement and blah, blah, blah. You've seen all the commercials on YouTube, right? Yeah. That would make those a huge crime. So if they get caught, problems. Just saying. We need to start paying attention, not just to the usefulness and everything else, but we need to be wary of, the security risks, right? These are all things that we need to be paying attention to. At least I am, when I do things. Whenever I can't use a coin in a certain way and I've got to go get a wallet just to use that coin, yeah, I'm doing that. Breaks me into research mode and what's the best wallet, what's the community, where can I get the wallet? Oh, just all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Where do I get the software and who's involved with that software? Is it really running on my machine? Does it have access to anything else? Like, can I put it in a safe space? How does it all work? I want to know to that level. So I tell you all this so that you can start to, put certain things in your filing cabinet so you know how to refer back to things and go, I like that, I don't like that, and start to make smarter decisions. Just saying, those are things that go through my mind like all day, every day. TD Bank is facing a massive fine from the United States. We're talking almost $500 million because they've got AML stands for anti-money laundering. I'm sorry, I probably didn't say that earlier. So they've got a whole bunch of AML problems. Excuse me. So if you ever hear TD Bank, that's who we're talking about. Toronto Dominion, I think is the name of the company, the actual name of the company. But TD Bank is going to have major problems. Major problems. That's a lot of money to pay out. And it's not just a matter of paying out the fine. It's a matter of paying out the fine and making all of those corrections. That right there is huge. That right there is huge. And let me tell you something. If you've got a problem with AML, then you probably have a problem with KYC, which is know your customer. Anti-money laundering and know your customer. Usually those problems go hand in hand. If I'm being accused of anti-money laundering issues, chances are I don't know my customer that well. Oops. Because then if you do, you've got bigger problems. You've got bigger problems if you actually knew your customer well and you still have AML problems. So that's huge, huger than huge. The reason why I bring it up is because you have a bank that has major problems and they're going to have to fix them. And I keep telling you, when banks start to fail, people start to look at things. Now, this is not a failure. I think they have enough money to, to handle that and get over it and all that other good stuff. Hey, big boy. Stitches up. Hey, you. He wants his pets. Nobody can see you on camera, though. All right. He'll probably bug me again for more pets. We'll see. So you've got that as a major problem. When you're looking at banks and a failure of banks and a possibility of failure of banks, and you have, just things not happening correctly, I point back to everybody that says that crypto is bad and blah, 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 blah. I point to examples like this where, I don't know, are they being asked to pay $2 billion like Ripple? You've got true anti-money laundering issues here. True anti-money laundering issues. Yet Ripple gets the $2 billion price tag on what they supposedly did in the past. Not anti-money laundering. Maybe it's, toward, the offering of securities in the past. This is anti-money laundering issues that are happening right now. And rumor has it they're just going to have to pay about $500 million. Are you serious? If I'm, if I'm Ripple, I'm taking that back to court and I'm saying, this is how we came to our 10 million. Now, you could say that 10 million is a ridiculously low number. But if they're having trouble handling AML, how does that compare to this? I would think that that's more dangerous than what you're accusing Ripple of. Just saying. Just saying, in my humble opinion, that's what I'm thinking. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong before. But I'm looking at that and I'm kind of going, ooh, that's a problem. That's a major problem. My dog is just all about doing whatever he wants to do. That's Big Stitch. There you go. What else do we have? The CFTC is proposing tougher regulations on AI financial crimes. That should be an obvious one. That, like I said, AML, I mean AI being used to generate fake Michael Saylor ads on YouTube. Those kinds of ads are all over YouTube. You got Michael Saylor. I saw one for Vitalik Buterin, Warren Buffett. I mean, name a person, I've seen it. It's ridiculous. It's rampant. But those new penalties for AI financial crimes, that'd be a problem. That'd be a mad problem right there. I also, you know what? I also have a problem with, I want to know if I'm looking at certain businesses being fined and having to pay big dollars for all that stuff, what about all those people that keep telling people, oh, you should buy this stock instead of that stock? Because that's clearly giving financial advice, right? That's not entertainment. That's giving financial advice. Opening up Patreons and telling people, oh, this stock is better than this stock, you should get in. Here's a specific price point you should get in at, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, ugh. So there are a number of entities out there that are doing that. And I'm just sitting back and I'm going, yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm not doing that. When somebody tells me, hey, what's your opinion on something? Okay. Oh, you're asking me for my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I'm allowed to share the opinion. But am I giving you an opinion on what you should do? Nope. I stay far away from that. So yeah, looking at some of these policies that are coming in, I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, these are all interesting moves from a compliance perspective. From a compliance perspective. And I'm expecting things to get a little bit hotter, but I don't think it's going to get hotter in terms of, certain agencies hating the industry. I think they're trying to help the industry get clean because we have, annoyances by that. We're sitting back and we're going, help us clean this up because, people are doing this and it's not good. So yeah, I'm cool with that. What else is in the news? I already told you key data is coming out this week. I'm really interested in producer price index, but I'm really more interested in consumer price index. So that's going to be a very big deal. The Uniswap founder is begging Joe Biden to change his stance on crypto. I think Joe Biden's stance on crypto is that of his administration or those people within his administration that are telling him how he should feel about crypto. I don't know that they have the understanding of what crypto is. I mean, hell, tell me who needs to be there. They should buy a book. They should buy one of my books. It was born trying to figure out how to move money control away from governments. Hence why governments fight back so hard, right? But it is what it is. I don't know that Biden's ever going to change his stance. I don't know that the people whispering in his ear are going to give him a chance to change his stance. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be a major election point that people are going to key in on because they're trying to move your attention away from other things, right? So pay attention, right? I can make up for financial rules and regulations that I don't like, but my rights, that's different. I can't fight that. So yeah, no, that's going to be a major problem. So yeah, I see that coming. U.S. court orders the seizure of crypto accounts held by North Korean hackers. So they found out what accounts they are, and they said, "Oh, we got to seize those accounts. 200-something million, I think. Not bad." But of course, they'll just fire up new accounts and keep doing what they're doing. They're finding new and creative ways to get around, what's being found and what's not being found. Now, the United States is trying to crack down on, places where they can, kind of wash their money, the mixers. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, that's hard. It's hard. I can traverse transactions through several different places, and the more records I create, the harder it is for you to actually track everything down. And then it's even harder for you to track down if, if it bounces from, let's say, from something to cash back to crypto. You can see where it lands. You can try to stop it at the bank juncture, but if it's at a bank that is not, beholden to sanctions or anything else like that, they just keep it moving because they're turning it into money. They're turning they're turning their digital assets into money. For a long time, they've been doing it. It's almost as if you kind of need to remove North Korea from the internet. You have to deal with their outside operatives too, but just how do you fight that? And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people trying to figure out, how do we fight that? How do we fight them? How do we track them down? It's difficult. It's more than just a little bit difficult. Then you have Brad Garlinghouse saying the same thing. The United States government is cracking down on crypto too much, too hard, inconsistently. And I think the same thing. And, rules and regulations are meant to help. They're not helping right now. So we have to find a way to get our government to help and create those guardrails, those parameters by which people, in organizations can operate in a compliant manner without crushing innovation. That's the big deal. And then I saw an article. This one's really, really good. I saw an article, Ran Nooner. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I apologize if I get it wrong. CNBC journalist, and he's saying he posted something on X, and he said there are a couple of things that I'm buying that you're probably not buying, and we're different. And I took offense to that. He's buying Solana, Arweave, and Ton. And the only one I'm not holding right now is Arweave, and I should. One of my associates has his own business, and his piece is based on Arweave. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, that's Arweave could become, a part of the connective tissue that I like. Solana for day-to-day transactions when the network is running well, is fast, it's cheap. So I'm liking Solana. Toncoin, built-in usefulness, built-in captive audience on Telegram and growing even outside of Telegram. We're talking about the growth of dApps because of Notcoin. So there's a lot going on with Ton that's making it grow in massive ways. And I think Ton is going to overtake XRP at some point. And I still think it's highly possible that it could overtake Solana. Remember, the difference between how I feel about Solana is Solana's got really good use case, but their traffic is based a lot of the traffic is based on meme coins. That's what's driven it up. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you got some meme coins, but Toncoin has real traffic, has real transactions. There's a big difference between the two. A big difference. This is representing commerce. Ton is representing real commerce. This is, I've got a cute name. Just saying. So I'm looking at those two and I'm sitting back and I'm going, but still, they're still good choices. Given the news that we got today, I'm also looking at, and here's Stitch wanting to play. I'm also looking at Polygon and Stellar. I've been looking at Stellar for a long time. I bought Stellar years ago. When I first got into crypto, I was buying Stellar. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar, Ripple. Those were my coins back in the day. I still like them. Still like all of them. Even though XRP is making me wonder, like, all right, what are we doing here? But I have my bag of XRP. I haven't been adding to it, but I am not selling it either. I have a bag of HBAR. Not selling it either. Not adding to it, but I'm not selling it. I dumped it once, got some profit, got back in. That was my play. So that's what we're looking at today. You know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. Let's start there. All right, so like I said, we have CPI numbers coming out on Wednesday. We've got PPI numbers coming out on Tuesday. We've got a few Fed governors talking between then. I'm expecting Powell to also speak. Fear and greed index is at 57, up one from yesterday, 56, down significantly from, the high 70s that we had been experiencing a couple of weeks ago. So it's been a pretty precipitous fall. We've got 110, 793 and total value locked right now. And I'm looking at, where should I be staking? I tend to look at, where am I staking? How am I staking? All that good stuff. So I'm probably going to put some staking into Lido. But yeah, you want to pay attention to who's doing what and what services do they offer, right? Here's lending, Aave. Just saying, there are things that you could be doing. Looking at the big number right now, you're looking at us still trading within my blue band. We seem to be consolidating within from here to here, right? But we're operating really within the blue band, 57,686 to 63,714. So we should be paying attention to what's going on in that space and what's going to be a catalyst to drive us down and offer us opportunities, or what's going to drive us up. And pay attention to that 200-day moving average. Just saying. What else do we have? Big picture wise, like I said, you can see Toncoin is on the way up. I think Toncoin is gonna start ripping and rocking and ripping. I just see it. I just think so. Arweave is down at the moment, and I'm sitting back and I'm going, wow, that's a really good number to get in on. I've been, buying into Dog with Hat a little bit. I bought some Jupe, definitely bought some Ton. I had added to the bag, and since I added to the bag, it's been up some more. Thinking about taking some profit. I'm probably about 20% up with all the moves I've made with Toncoin, so that's kind of cool. I like that. Immutable, that's another one where I'm thinking it could be a time to get in, because I'm thinking that Polygon is going to start shedding games, and they're going to push them all over to Immutable. That would be huge, but we'll see. I'm guessing that's what they're doing. Shiba Inu is doing all right. I haven't touched it. Probably not going to touch it. Reason why is because, well, it was when I looked at it, when it hit a high before, it was around 4,000. It was around 40. So I'm sitting back and I'm kind of, yeah, you know what? I'm going to stick with it right now. It's at 23 now. I'm looking for 40. I'm even looking for 50. Right? I'm looking for 50 by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens. I mean, things could tank. Things could go up. I don't control the markets. I can only buy into them. Looking at everything right now, like I said, I'm paying attention to everything that's going on with Bitcoin. I'm paying attention to everything that's going on with Ethereum as my top two coins. But you should not be sleeping on BNB chain. You should not be sleeping on Solana. Look at where Solana falls in comparison to Ethereum and Bitcoin. Not that far away from Bitcoin, but well above Ethereum. Just saying. Another coin, like right here, Toncoin, like I said, over the past 24 hours, it's up 5%. Over the past 7 days, it's up almost 22%. I told you, when I purchased, I'm up at about 20% right now. These are the things that I'm paying attention to, right? Coins that are doing something, that have a reason to do something. You gonna hop up? Oh, you just want more pets. All right, I can do that. It's my big boy. What else do we have? Looking at Shiba Inu, like I said, 23, 24, not bad. I'm expecting it to get to 40 when everything else starts going up. Don't sleep on Bitcoin Cash. Polkadot's got some good news. And notice what I'm looking at. Some of these are down significantly over the past X amount of time. So when I look at these, I'm sitting back and I'm going, these could be opportunities to get in. Avalanche, this could be a good opportunity to get in. Not making me happy on their year to date, and not making me happy in other ways. But when I look at what they're doing, infrastructure wise, when I'm take a look at what they're doing from a use case perspective, I'm sitting back and I'm kind of happy with those. I definitely picked up some more Chainlink as well. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, drop me a note. I would greatly appreciate it. Drop me a super or something like that. That'd be really cool. Help us keep going. We've got a few more things coming out over the next couple of weeks. I hope you like those. We're working really, really hard. Anyway, have a good one.